up, just tell me now. I'm living in a blinded town, am I running out of time? Feel like a drug when I'm talking to you. Slow drip, trying to play it cool. Nothing to do, let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach. White water running down my feet. Make love and repeat, I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. 'Cause it's way too soon to be calling me baby, but it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving head first, don't save me. Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Oh, to make you wanna stay with me. Is there something I can do to show my love for you? What is going on? What is going on, YouTube? We are live. We are live. We are back in the building. And shout outs to So check it. We are here today with a good episode for you, right? I wanted to get into the topic, right? That's kind of near and dear to me, right? Something that I, like I said, I had no clue I could do. And I want to encourage people, more or less, to start the things that they feel like is within them, but they just don't know how to break through. You might not know what to do. You might not know how to get it out there. I want to be a light. I want to be an encouragement. I want to be something that somebody could actually feel. No, did it. Just saying. I want to be something that you could feel. And how could I do that better than encouraging you to create your own lane? So from what I'm hearing, right, there's this whole movement going on about people's jobs. People are tired of working. People are tired of the 9-to-5 hustle. People are tired. Oh, my guy is in the building. Salute and shout out to you. He said, man, I was thinking about you the other day. Came to your page to check on some new videos. I appreciate you, man. Salute. Hang in there, because this is something that you and I talk about. That I would love to give a few nuggets on what we've been doing. Shout out to Mel. Mel is in the building, my sister. Mel, I got to contact you after the show, all right? So after the show, I'm going to call you, Mel, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. But Mel, you too, because you're a content creator, right? And today, I wanted to formulate this show around how I started a media company. What do you need and how can you get into it without no large amounts of money, right? We're just talking about dedication, hard work, and what it takes to start something. I want to give you my roadmap. Now, listen, disclaimer here. What I did to start a media company might not be what you do to start a media company or a company, nonetheless, right? What I did might be curated towards me. What I had to realize in life is that I had to understand that not everybody thinks the same. You know how that saying goes where people be like, well, if I could do it, you could do it. It doesn't mean necessarily you could do exactly what I did, but maybe there's something similar that you can do that can get you your results. And that's what I want to help with. So everyone knows about Meet to Mary, by the way, right? Shout out to Meet to Mary. We just finished filming and we are in the editing phase now. And on top of being in the editing phase, we also are working on production budget, like basically building out a marketing scheme for next season, for this season, what the production budget would look like for next season. Also, we're trying to focus on marketing, right? On what kind of marketing strategy we could have before we drop the first episode. And for those who don't know, if you're not following me on Instagram, my advice would be to follow my Instagram. My IG is at Meet to Marry One. At Meet to Marry One. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. That's your surefire way to get the most updated content that we have going on with Meet to Marry. But either way, let's start with the show. And also, after I have something else I wanted to talk to you about too, we could do a little bit of Ashley Dalton, right? We can have a little fun with today. Aloha, shout out and salute to you, my sister. Much love. You are in the building. She says, hey, on that profile picture. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to you. So, all right, let's talk about it, right? How I started a media company with little to no money, but just a big, big dream, literally. So, those of you who know, who's been around for a while, know that I started YouTube roughly a year and a half ago in total, right? I'm not the guy that's been on YouTube for many years. But when I started YouTube, I started with just reaction shows. Like I started reacting to other people's content. I started to try to grow it in that way, right? Uh-oh, Viva is in the building. My sister, salute. Shout outs to you. By the way, my birthday just passed and I had a great time. I got a chance to relax with my wife. I went to the spa for the first time since 2016. I actually went to a spa and got a rub down for the first time since 2016. And boy, was it good. Was it good? Shout out to Maria, my masseuse, who handled business. All right. All right. Nonetheless. She says, happy belated birthday. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you. And that's scary. That scary had a birthday too. So happy birthday to you, my sister, as well. Libra Gang is in the building. Hers was September 30th. So shout out to you. So yeah, those who don't know, right? That's how I started. I started doing reaction shows. After my reaction shows, I started focusing on doing what I do. I started focusing on panels. Now, here's the thing. I knew I needed people to do panels, of course, right? Because I need multiple people to work with me while I'm doing the panels, right? So I found this young lady who she was working on being a content creator. So her and I kind of linked up. She ended up getting her sister involved. And boom, I started doing panels. Man, the panel started doing great. I had one of my boys, Quint. Quint joined the panel. I'm So Chill. I started meeting some of the coolest people alive. Those of you who don't know, Media Man was on my panel. You could go back and watch some of these older episodes where I had some fun. Every Sunday at 4 p.m. was Meet Grown Men Talking. Then I started Grown Women Talking, where I had a panel full of women, myself, and the women was yelling at me all Tuesday night long. So it was Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. until sometimes 11, 12 p.m., which was a great show. We had a great audience for that as well. All of these things are what brought my subscriber count up. But one night, I had a dream of doing a dating show. But what was so crazy about it was Meet to Marry just came to mind like, yo, you could create a dating show just like all these other shows on the internet because it was supposed to be me on StreamYard, like you see me now, the data in a box, and then me bringing three people up to potentially shoot this shot and then bring them back down. That was supposed to be Meet to Marry. So for those of y'all that don't know, y'all are seeing Meet to Marry on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe check. Shout out and salute to you. He says, it's been a pleasure watching a true, sorry, I'm tripping. He said, it's been a true pleasure to watch you work and grow your brand. He says, you are a testament to what happens when people have faith in their vision. Oh, Tamara, I say he. I didn't know that was you, Tamara. Shout out to Tamara, my sister. By the way, Tamara is in this new season of Meet to Marry. And it's when I tell you, a pleasure to work with. Let me get this off so y'all can see me. Tamara is a pleasure to work with, y'all. Y'all are gonna see what I'm talking about when we show her on camera. Her positive vibes, the positive ways she has, the what she brought to the set every time I filmed with her was unmatched. I'm talking about one person where I didn't have to, even if I felt down, her aura, her energy, her vibes, it literally changed the whole atmosphere. And not just for me. You can ask anyone that filmed with us. Anyone that filmed with Tamara on set will tell you the same thing. People walk away from her and be like, yo, I love her. So anyways, shout out to you, Tamara. Much love, much respect. Big blessings to you. So, like I was saying, Meet to Marry was supposed to be on StreamYard in a box. I didn't know I could do this, y'all. I didn't know that I could do what I'm doing now. But let me give y'all my step by step. It started with me talking to people. And a lot of people do this, right? A lot of people say things like, you know, don't tell people your plans. A lot of people, and for a long time, I believed in that, right? I believed in, you know, if I have a plan, you keep it to yourself, you make it happen, and that's it. Boom. When you start to really realize in life that you can't accomplish nothing without other people. I don't care. I think, matter of fact, I know it's a broke mindset to feel as if you can't talk to people about your plans. That's a broke mindset. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's always something that you don't know. There's always something that you don't know, and there's always something you don't understand. How would you know that someone else can add value to what you do if you don't talk to people? If you don't bring a problem that could potentially get solved to someone else, how would you know your fullest potential? So I had no idea that I was a director. I had no idea this was in me to put a whole business together and direct an actual film production. So yeah, so I started talking to people. So what I did was I pitched to the first guy. I said, man, I have this great idea. And I knew he did some video because he saw that I was on YouTube. So he was like, yo, I could probably help you clean up your YouTube production and how it looks. So I knew he had some idea of video. I didn't know he knew what he knew. So he was like, yo, listen, you have this plan for the show, but I know how to do video and I have cameras and I have audio equipment. Well, that's what I need to start. What can we do? Let's get it started. He had lights, he had cameras, he had audio equipment. I didn't own nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't own a camera. And I'm giving y'all all of this because I want to encourage y'all to start something. It starts today, y'all. He had lights, he had cameras, he had what I needed in order to get started. The only thing was I had to sell him my dream. So I sold it to him. There was another guy, right? There's another guy who does audio, clean. He went to school for audio engineering, but he doesn't do that for a living. So I brought it to him. Hey, I have this one guy that wants to help me with video. Can you help me with the audio? Because he offered to help me clean up my audio for YouTube, my live streams. He was like, yo, your audio is trash. So he was like, let me help you clean up your audio for YouTube. And that's that. So I remembered he said that to me. So that's why I brought to him the idea of the show. So now I have an audio guy and I have a video guy, right? I knew another guy who did weddings, who did wedding videography for a living. So I brought it to him. I sold him my dream. So it was a 4-man team plus my wife, right? Plus my wife. So it started off like that. I started bringing other people in to help with set design, all that stuff. But that was the initial team. So the initial team was about maybe 6 of us or so. And this is where y'all see season 1 looking the way it looks now. Of course, the belief system in me had to go and get contestants. So I had to find people for the show. That was hard work. For those of y'all that don't know how hard it is to find people and to work with people and to not only find and work with people, but to tell people to do it for you for free because of your idea, crazy, crazy. You're right. Shout out to supportive wife. Nothing like it, y'all. So, to have that, right? It started off with such a small crew, 6 of us. But this was me selling my dream to so many people. Then we was able to successfully, in October, have our first casting call. So this was October of 2024. This was just last year. I'm not talking about 5 years in the game. I'm talking about literally 1 year. This month is our 1-year anniversary for our first casting call. We had people come out who wanted to be on the show, who agreed. We was able to put together season 1. And that, by the way, is where I met Shay. Shay was on season 1, episode 2. Shay was on set with us when we was filming her episode. Shay saw that I was so overwhelmed, right? And I'm talking about not only was I hosting the show, but my phone kept ringing. I had to go outside and let people into the facility that we was filming at. There was so much variables in order for me to film that one day. Shay saw how stressed out that I was, and she was just a contestant. She said, I got to help you. She grabbed my phone. She started answering my phone calls. She started opening the doors. She started letting people in. Shay was helping me big time. Shay became literally one of the biggest helps. And we just talking about that one day, not talking about everything else she did after, right? She helped me build that. So my sister is in the building. Queen Lala, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's good to see you. So Queen Lala, I'm talking about how I built the brand, how I built the Meet to Mary line and where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Tamara says, she says, this is proof that who you are connected to personally matters. His wife held him down. Got to find you someone who supports your dreams 100%. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Right? So Shay, I was on that. So Shay helped me a lot, right? She helped me start with the admin part of the show, right? So moving on, we shot 4 episodes in one day. I didn't even know I could accomplish this, y'all. We had lights, cameras. We had an audio guy on set. We had everything. The contestants that came on set was like, yo, this feels like I'm on a movie set. People that came really said they enjoyed themselves. And I took pride in that. I took pride, and I still take pride in that when people come and film with me, they have a great experience. It's not just you come out and film and you sit down and you have some mints and some hot dogs or some sandwiches and you go sit down and film and go home. No, we want to create an experience for you, right? So I took pride in that from day one. We had another 3 episodes to film, and Shay came on board. Shay and my wife got together, and they helped put that season. So a lot of the stress that was on my back, my wife and Shay relieved a lot of that. I didn't have to work as hard no more. So now I could focus on creativity. Now I could focus on building something, right? I could focus on what I need to do to get where we need to go. You see, I never tell my team, this is my show. I tell my team, this is our show. This is what we are building. I'm not doing this by myself because I can't. I can't. I don't care how many video equipment I buy. I don't care how many lights I buy. I don't care how much audio equipment I buy. I could never be my team. My team is every individual collectively that makes a show. So here's the thing. Tell people your dream. Tell the right people though, but tell people. You know what I'm saying? Because collectively you could create a dynasty. So here's the thing, right? So now we're at the reunion, season 1, Meet to Marry reunion. We done filmed all the episodes. Some episodes beat my expectation. Because if y'all don't know, YouTube is one of the hardest platforms to get into. And every time you change your content on YouTube, it's like starting from scratch because YouTube's algorithm gets confused and they don't know who to send it to. They're like, okay, for 5 weeks, you talked about relationships. Then here you go with a dating show. Who is this audience? Do we send this video to the same audience as Anton Daniels and the rest of these other podcasters? Or do we find you a brand new audience of people that would click on this and actually like it? But God is good, right? So after dropping and releasing the first few season episodes, man, we were in the thousands. The first episode, I remember in a day, it went up to like 15,000 views in one day. In one day. By the time Shay's episode, we had like 10,000 views in a day, and we was dropping it week after week, and it's a brand new show. And I didn't put no ad dollars behind it, y'all. I put no ad dollars, no nothing, no money behind the show. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So just for it to get that amount of views in a day with no ad revenue is, to me, was a blessing. Then I dropped Sydney's episode, week number 3. That went up to like 30,000 views in 2 days. So literally watching these shows as I dropped them, getting to the thousands, it started, the first season averaged around 10,000 views per episode. Now I say average because the bulk of them was 10,000. Then we had some outliers that were plus. That's great for a show that just started. I didn't look at it like, oh, I need 100,000 views. I'm trying to get 1 million views. No, I'll take your view. Thank you. As long as you watched the show in its entirety and you gave me a comment, you gave me a like, or you just, like I said, watched it from front to back. I'll take your view. That's what YouTube is about. That's what building something is about. You could expect to be rich overnight, but in reality, most people won't. Do I still work my 9 to 5? I still do. Most people look at what I'm doing as successful. Have I made money off of YouTube? 1,000%. But I still work my job, right? Because I'm not where I want to be yet. But we'll get there. So here's the thing. We continue. We push forward with season 2. Actually, Mel was at the reunion for season 1. She helped out tremendously on set. I had so many people. By the time I hit the reunion for season 1, I had a set of people helping me around like 13 people. 13 people I had helping me on set with season one. Season two now. Let's talk about season two. Season two. Great times, y'all. But the thing with season two was I had it was almost like a setback with getting contestants. And why I say it was a setback was because I would meet people would hear about the show, but I don't know, it just felt like some people thought that the show wasn't real. Like they was like, oh, what's gonna happen to me if I get aired and people start talking to me, talking about me? So I had to convince a lot of people to just be yourself. I don't want you to be no one else. Just be you. If you're gonna show that on camera. And if you have the personality that people like, people will like you. If you have the personality that people don't like, people won't like you. But that's it. But show up and be yourself. I'm telling you, there was days where season two, I wanted to quit. I'm not gonna, this is me giving y'all a real version of it. There was times where I had people stand me up at the last minute. Like, you know how we do. We started filming the episodes as 3-person to 1 main contestant. I had to sometimes show up knowing that somebody called me the day of saying, yo, I can't make it. But I already booked the set. I done told my whole crew. Some people took days off of work to come out and film. People that when you do these things, they don't realize everything that you have to do for one day. Some guy told me, yo, I'm on my way. He never came. Like, son, like, yo, I'm around the corner. Look out the window. I'm right here. I'm looking out the window. He never showed up. He was never there. That's what I'm saying. Like, the things that you go through working with people, not everybody's meant for this. Right? So I tried my best at most to stay true to just showing up. There was one day I wanted to quit. I'm not going to lie to you. I remember I called my team and I was like, yo, we're not recording today. And everybody was like, what? Like, why? And I'm like, yo, listen, somebody just canceled on me. 2 people canceled on me. So we could just gonna have 1 contestant to whatever. And just because I opened my mouth, Mel right there. You see Mel in the comment section. Mel made a phone call. She was able to get one person on set. I made another phone call and they got another person on set. And another phone call, and I was able to film the episode. And all I really had to do was show up. And when I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna show up, even if it feels wrong, even if I feel like I'm tired or I want to quit, I still showed up. And I had my whole team backing me. Y'all saw my wife running in the mirror. I had my wife backing me as well. I had everyone telling me, show up. And I did. And I did just that. And every time I showed up, it worked out. If I showed up, people showed up. So I always just showed up. I was just there. So I learned that, right? Even if people flake on me, I can't flake on my dream. I can't flake on my crew. I can't flake on my cast. This is how you build a business. This is how you build something from scratch. You can't flake on people. You have to be true to what you say you're going to do. So I did that. Stay true to that. And now look, here we are. We was able to get through season 2, full of episodes, full of enjoying. A lot of people told me how much they loved it. I had to let go of my first videographer to film season 2, and we brought our newest videographer, Tom, on, and he came and helped me film season 2. And look how beautiful that came out. Look how beautiful that came out. And this is just me staying true, y'all. I stay true to the vision, stay true to the path that God has for me, because I don't feel as if I'm doing this for my own satisfaction. I feel like I'm doing this because God's calling me to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. You see, some people, I think when they say God is calling them to do something, they got it messed up. It's way more of a selfish thing. I'm trying to be rich. That's selfish. I believe God put us on this planet to give back. The reason why I see God calling me to do this is not for me, but it's for the people that I employ. It's for the people that I brought to work with me. It's for the promises to change lives. That's why I do this. Because God has a vision for me. And he made it came to me as clear as day in a dream. And I did not know how this was going to happen. Mind you, I never touched a camera in my life. I never touched a video camera in my life before I started filming this. I never knew anything about audio equipment and lights before I started filming. I didn't know nothing. Now you could have me break down a camera, put light designs. I know how to do key lights, backlights, hair lights. You name it, I can do it all. I own all of this equipment now. ATEM switches. I own, when you can switch from feed to feed to feed when you're recording. I own everything. I own one of the best digital boards in the game right now. This is what happens when you stay true and you believe in something bigger than yourself. And you do something for something that's bigger than you. You have to. You have to stay true to God's plan. And when I tell you it will work out, it will work out. If you hear it, you're hearing it for a reason. If you hear a voice telling you to go do something positive, listen to it. Go build something bigger than a 9 to 5. You see, here's what I did with my 9 to 5. My job, I look at as paid training for my future. A lot of y'all look at a job as this pays y'all because it helps pay the bills. No, I'm a leader at my job. I'm in management. I learned how to lead people through my job. My job taught me how to do Excel. My job taught me how to budget. My job taught me how to manage. My job taught me how to fire people. My job taught me how to hire people. My job is paid training for my future. My job is paid training for the business that I'm doing right now. It pays me to run a business, believe it or not. You see, and when you start looking at life like that and stop getting mad at your job and just go to work and be obedient and learn how to learn from what you're doing, you'll succeed in life. You see, this is how I built a media company. This is how I built a media company. I stay true to something that I'm learning, to something that I heard, and to something that I'm doing every day. I want to be known as the hardest working man in the industry. I want to be known as that guy. Yo, every time I turn around, Mingo is doing something. Mingo got something going on. But guess what, guys? Mingo has a limited budget. How is he doing this? By getting people to believe in me. It's no different than Moses, right? And I'm not comparing myself to Moses at all. All right, I ain't no whole, high and mighty, whatever. I ain't that guy. I'm a regular guy. But here's the thing. When you know, right, that something is a calling in you to lead, to build something, you bring a bunch of people on that can help you build it. But each person that you bring on has to be really good at what they do. And as I said before, my team consists of a bunch of people that do not want to be me. They want to be themselves. They just want to become the best versions of themselves. So if you're an audio guy, you want to be the best audio guy. If you're a videographer, you want to be the best videographer. I'm a director. I want to be the best director. How can I get the Steven Spielberg status? This is the grassroots you lay down. You start. Even when you're tired, you start. You get up and you do it. You do it every day. Even when you don't want to do it, you do it. That's how you lay your grassroots down. So it takes this, y'all. It takes this. It takes a special drive that only you could find. It takes a dedication that only you have in you. My wife could come up to me every day, baby, get up and record. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired. I just want to lay down today. How could I be successful if I did that? I'm not saying don't take a break, but your break shouldn't be for a whole week. That's ridiculous. Not when you're not where you want to get yet. Time matters. We're getting older. I just turned 44. Shit, I'm getting older. So time matters. The work, the tenacity, my drive matters. And then putting people to a point where I'm working on paying them a good salary, I know that they're sacrificing their time for me. So I have an obligation to make sure I'm successful for them. So yeah, so here we are. Meet to Marry, rebranded. Y'all all see the logo changed, brand new logo. We have the way we film the show is completely different now. Meet to Marry is no longer just your average YouTube dating show. Meet to Marry is a full-on reality show that has a twist that no one else is doing right now. And when I tell you, when you guys see this season and the way we worked on character development, that was the key thing we were missing before. We did not have character development. People were not buying into the individuals that were on the show. Now, you're either going to fall in love with characters or you're going to hate them. But either way, you're going to have an emotion towards them. And that's fine. That's TV. Now, I learned how to create pitch decks. I learned how to create sizzle reels, right? I know what to do to pitch. So, this is our newest team member, by the way. Christina is in the building. So I always say Christina is like the new me, right? So with her, she's with us, but she's replacing me. She's my liaison. Y'all, if you know the type of stress that I deal with dealing with the show on a regular, it's crazy. Christina has came in. She's shadowing us right now. She's learning how the process goes. She's learning what we do to actually build a show. She's hands-on. She's miking up the contestants. She's doing her part, y'all. She shows up. She shows up. So shout out to Christina and what you have done thus far. Much appreciated. Much love, much respect to you. But so yeah, so that's where it's at. I want y'all, if y'all can, share this content to as many people as possible, because I think people need to hear it. Even if you clip it and you play just this specific portion of what I'm talking about, I think a lot of people need to hear it, right? A lot of people need to know exactly what we got going on this side. A lot of people need to know what we got going on this side, because we're building something that's bigger than I could even imagine. When God has his hands on something, it's bigger than what you could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're in the midst of building something. Man, I could only, and I'm getting a little choked up right now because I could only be grateful because I had very humble beginnings. And I didn't know. All right. The difficult part is when you're growing up and you flunk in class, right? A lot of the kids start calling you, you're just not that guy. You're not that guy, right? You're in class, the kids are making fun of you because, you know, you're failing the test. You feel like you're not enough. You feel like you're stupid. You get called stupid by people that matter to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not playing a victim at all, y'all. I'm just grateful. I'm not playing a victim to my circumstances. I'm not that guy. But when you grow up and the vast majority of people that you love and respect don't believe in you, it puts something in you, a drive, a push to be more. And that's what I found in myself. I never thought in my adult years that I was dumb. I just felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do until I started really listening to God, y'all. Until I really started hearing, get up. Until the words, not why can't I, but why not, came to me. Why not? When I started forgetting the words, who am I? And I started thinking about whose am I? Who do I belong to? And then I started realizing that I was created in God's likeness. And if God could create this earth, if man could create bridges and tunnels and houses and sewer systems and electricity and Wi-Fi and all of this stuff, why can't I create a show? Why can't I do what I say I want to do if man has accomplished some of the impossibles? Guess what, y'all? It took a man to put an airplane in the sky, something that weighs tons, to be able to get that off the ground, filled with people in it, and put it in the sky. You see, the little things that you take advantage of, that you look at life as, it's just here, right? Do you know what it took to get there? Someone's idea. Someone believing in themselves enough when people doubted them and still did it. This is how I started a media company, y'all. This is how I started a media company. By truly believing in what I say I'm going to do and doing it, staying true to it, not half stepping, not starting and stopping, not saying tomorrow, not saying, I'm tired. I don't use that word try. If you talk to my sons, this is one lesson I teach my sons. Never ever say you'll try to do anything in this lifetime. Trying is the word that people use for when they fail. What's the first thing they say when they fail? I tried. Everybody that fails in life says, I tried. Everyone. Think about this, y'all. Think about what I'm saying right now. If you know anyone that failed in this lifetime, what's the very first thing they say when they fail? I tried, y'all, but I couldn't do it. I gave it my all. I tried my best. Well, if you tried your best, you'll still be doing it. You see, that's what it is, right? You get the word try out of your vocabulary. You set deadlines, time frames, and you do shit. You get shit done. That's what you do. This is how you build companies. This is how you start that business. Everybody say they CEOs because they have an LLC. No. No. Anyone can start an LLC. What are you doing with that LLC? What are you building? How are you working on making it bigger every day? Nike has that slogan, just do it. It doesn't say try to do it. Maybe you can possibly do it. No, just do it. Period. That's it. The end. Final. There's nothing else that comes from that. So please, y'all, I know most of y'all met me on YouTube, and people that are watching now, people that are gonna watch it on the replay. A lot of y'all met me on YouTube. Y'all like the shows, the podcast, and what we do over here. But I pray that I'm really dropping something for y'all to take home with today. Right? I wanted to make sure that I at least at minimum, at my very minimum, gave y'all the nugget it takes to start something bigger than yourself. It just takes believing. That's it, y'all. I can't get no more descriptive or detailed than that. And I know I sound repetitive right now, but really, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. There's no excuse of, oh, I'm black, I can't make it. There's millions of black people that do it before you. Ladies, don't say I'm a woman, I can't make it. There's millions of women that's making it right now. Get out of the victim mindset, the mindset of, I can't. It's hard. Of course it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. What sets you apart, though, is because you keep doing it. So I hope that I'm really leaving something for y'all to pick up right now. And I hope I'm really dropping a gem for y'all to pick up right now. I love all of y'all. Everybody that watched my show, everybody that's been tuning in from my day one people, right? Some people found me, 5 months in, a year in. It doesn't matter. Y'all are all part of my family. And as I grow this company, I remember faces, y'all. How could I forget Queen Lala, right? I've never personally met Queen Lala, but how could I forget her? She's been here with me from day one. Queen Lala was with me when I was doing podcasts, from like literally the moment I started podcasting. Queen Lala found my stream, and she's been locked in every night. Every time, Tuesday night when I did Grown Men Talking on Sundays, Queen Lala was rocking with me. Aloha became a mod. Aloha also contributes. She's amazing to this channel. So many people I've met in this process. I just want to make sure I give y'all something. You know what I'm saying? Can't be money, right? But at most, what I could do is give y'all a nugget that you could take home, right? And if there's one note, Viva, that I could always say to take with you, don't say the word try. Change your vocabulary. Change your way of approaching a business. Just do it, y'all. Open your mouth to people. Tell people your plans. Get out, because it's black people, right? We black people are stuck in this mindset of, yo, everybody's coming for me. We always watching our back, right? There's always a perpetrator, a criminal, something around the corner that's trying to, take all your ideas and lock you in the cabinet. No one can take away from you what God has for you. So if someone took it from you, it's because it wasn't meant for you. What's meant for you, no one could touch. What's meant for you will get people to believe in your ideas, and they'll help you build it. And the old saying, if you build it, they will come, it's the truth. Start building something, no matter how small the idea starts, and watch how fast that idea starts growing. As I said, Meet to Marry was supposed to be in a box. It turned into a reality show. I actually have a reality TV show. But Meet to Marry was supposed to be in a box on YouTube, on StreamYard. You know how I was going to look? I was going to look mad small, like that. That's how Meet to Marry was going to look. And look at what it's turned into. It turned from Mingo in a box to Mingo on stage to now Mingo having a reality show. All from one drop of an idea that I spoke to with a bunch of people around me. And I said, oh my God, my sister is in the building. Talking about someone who helped me rise in this game. Yo, Kit, if you got a minute, I'll drop the link. I would love for you to come up and tell people your experience and what you've been going through as far as the show, as far as what we've built so far. I would love for you to, if you have a minute, even if it's just a minute, come up, please. Come up, because those of y'all that don't know, Kit, she was on panels with me. I met Kit arguing with her. Me and Kit got into an argument the first time I ever met her. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm gonna drop the link for you right now. I'm gonna drop the link for Kit. Hold on. So, me and Kit, all right, hold up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let Kit tell y'all the story. Kit, I just put the link in the chat. I'm gonna let Kit tell the story. But it's funny how it started and how me and Kit really just became like brother and sister ever since this all started. Said it, I still don't know how to act. I got my moments, y'all. I'm human. What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? What you want me to do? Kid, please come up this day. I had something else I wanted to do for y'all. I wanted to talk a little bit, I wanted to do a little Ashley Dalton, have a little fun with the topic. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is more important to talk about what we talk about now. So this way, I want to inspire, encourage, and make y'all really feel like, yo, I can do anything. But you can. That's the crazy part. You can. So this is that day. This is that day where we're on it today. We can and will collectively do anything. And here's what I can do for everyone. Everyone that knows me, everyone that's in my audience, everyone that rocks with me, y'all know how much I love people. What I can do is message me on Instagram. If you have a business idea, message me on Instagram. I can encourage you. I'll be your life coach. I'll push you through. I'll hold you accountable to make sure you see your ideas through. So that's what I can give you. That's what I will give you, right? That's what I will give you. Is that accountability to what you're getting into. So promise you that. I got you. That's my promise to everyone that's listening to your boy right now. That accountability. So, Kit, where you at? Come up. Let's talk about this real quick. Plus, it'll be good to catch up with you. I miss you, by the way. And those of y'all who know Kit, me and Kit done spent so many episodes. One day I'm going to do a collage of episodes where I'm going to just play them back to back to back, where me and Kit, me and Chill, me and Professor, all of us had just great, great conversations that helped grow this channel to 43,000 subscribers, y'all. 43,000 subscribers. And those of y'all know, YouTube is not easy to get subscribers. It's not easy to get people to listen to you on it. One of the hardest platforms to grow on. And everyone can is YouTube. So, there you go. What up, my sister? What up?
Well, first,
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. First, happy birthday again. No.
I'll take that today. We'll take it today.
Special horns for you. No. It's been great. It's been a roller coaster, guys. So yes, I actually met this sir person um, because I was actually doing a favor for a friend of mine. And so the way that we met was really clandestine when you think about it, because I wasn't supposed to be there. I didn't know anything about what he was doing. I didn't know why I was there. Well, I knew I was there. So when Meet to Marry was still in its infancy and was still being, you know, brought about, it wasn't even, I don't even think we could call it a baby then. It was still embryo.
Was it?
It was
Yeah.
still it was still being nurtured. And so a friend of mine was one of the models for his show. And so and it's a really great friend of mine, and she asked me, she was like, could you please, do my hair and makeup? So of course I'm like, I'm there, I got you, no worries. And what wound up happening is, so I did her hair, did her makeup. She asked me, would I stay, would I go with her to the event? Because we were running behind. And I was like, well, look, I'm not going to have you call anybody. I'm going to just take you, right? Because I want you to be fabulous. So I get there, and my very sweet friend, she's like, well, will you stay with me? And so I'm like, sure. I don't know anybody there but her. She doesn't know anybody there but me. And, it kind of went from there. Bingo was absolutely, gracious in taking everyone to dinner after a great shoot. And we happened to sit across from each other. And that's really where it started, guys. Y'all know me, for those who've been around and have seen me on the different shows. And, I'm going to have my opinion, but I'm still going to let people have theirs. And we're going to respectfully decline, and we're just going to keep it moving. And that's really how it all started. And it was like, I got to have you on our women's show, because this is back when we had grown women talking as well. So, it's been a minute, right?
It's been a
Then,
minute.
then when I was on the grown women talking show, one of the gentlemen, shout out to our bald head constituent, um, you know, um,
I'm so chill.
Mr. No Chill at All. He actually requested me to be on the men's show for a couple of episodes, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then Meet to Marry just kept growing in the background while we were having all these other shows, and we were setting up shoots and making sure that people had their everything. We've kind of gone back and forth over it all. And so, yeah, like, we met because he thought he was going to be extra spicy, but he didn't know, all 6'3" of me is like super spicy.
You
You
talking
know,
about 4'3"?
I said what I said. Okay. You still don't know how to act. That's the problem. Like,
Damn.
but no. So, all little oh yeah, I know. Oh, look, I'm over here looking in the comments. Wall Street, I owe you a phone call. Dealing with the broski yesterday was whoo. So for people who don't know, I have moved to the city, back to the Big Apple to help take care of my ill brother, and so it's definitely been a transition with me. But I'm
Right.
always connected with the fam and making sure everybody's good. So you know, I'm for you to be doing this particular podcast in this time, for one, congratulations to all the success. Like, we've had many, and people don't know, me and him have had many a
Whew.
conversation that y'all would never even know that we talk like that. And I've been telling him from like day one, like, I see where this is going, and I know
Right.
what you're going to be able to do, and it's going to be amazing. And I've literally been pouring that level of life into him since he even threw the whole idea, and how he wanted to see it grow and what he wanted to see it turn into. you know um, we've been able to make really great connections and networks in between that. And so it's super exciting, and I'm just so proud of you. Like, your,
Thank you.
your big sister's proud. Like, she's very proud. She loves you.
And that's another thing too. I love you too. And that's another thing, right? Y'all want to make sure that the people that's in your circle and that's around you are speaking life into you. That's super important. I don't think people could I think a lot of people underestimate having a strong team of people that actually believe in you. And not only just believe in you, but let you know that they believe in you. Like, honestly, kid, you've been you've been a major driver to me moving and getting up every day as well. When I feel tired, you've told me keep going. You know what I'm saying? So like just that alone, I owe you I owe you much love, much respect for, because without that, right? I don't know if or how I could have kept pushing the way I have if positive people weren't around.
Well, no. So, I mean, but that's the, like you were saying earlier, that's the really, the big caveat that a lot of people miss, right? They forget that, you're not going to always have the energy. And I think the problem is like, so for people like me, when, if we happen to go down or if we happen to be in low moments, it's always the assumption that we're going to be all right, we're going to bounce back, because we always do. So we don't really always feel like we have that space to, voice or complain, or not even complain, just vent, what I'm saying, have a rant, because you're in a space. And when you're doing this kind of work, it's very taxing, it's very tasking, on top of everything else, all the other responsibilities that you have. So for me, being that voice for my circle, my people, you, everybody, that I consider close, is super important, especially when you can see what they're doing and how, and where the growth is going, and it's organic growth, and it's genuine. So for me to be able to be a part of all of it has been an amazing ride. Tell my girl I said, hey, I heard I come in the house.
Yeah, she over there. She just went
Well,
outside though.
I was say we was talking about her bomb hair. That's a whole nother conversation, y'all. But definitely, it's one of those driving factors that if we don't do it for each other, and make sure it's in a genuine space where it's not like I'm doing it to see where my moment comes in. I could never have a moment and know that I've been a part of the overall movement. You know what I'm saying? And so um, thank you for that. For one, thank you for allowing me to breathe that air into you, and for you to take it as that, and not competition or anything in between. Because I've been telling you from day one, like I see the vision, I see where this is going,
Oh yeah.
and it's gonna be amazing. So and it has been like. Look at you. You didn't even upgraded your hats. Like I mean, you on you're moving on up, sir. I mean,
She said I upgraded the hats. Yo, my whole crew got hats now. So everybody on set got a Meet to Mary hat. We got sweaters, we got shirts, we got merch, y'all.
they super fancy. They're the fancy of the
The
Negroes these
fancy
days.
crew. but but with all of that being said, though, like I said, and it still doesn't change anything. This is not my show. This is our show. Every part of what it took from us talking crap on YouTube every Sunday, every Tuesday, that's all a catalyst to being where I'm at right now and where I'm going in the future. It had to start somewhere, and I think a lot of people that's where I'm at with this show today. I need people to start. You know what I'm saying? And when you start, it's a cleanup after that. All you need to do is just keep going, keep sweeping that floor. You know what I'm saying? There go my wife. She just walked in.
That's my girl. But yeah, and definitely I will say this to everybody that's out there who is looking to start, haven't started for whatever reason. You know, getting started, is super hard, right? Because you're in your head and you're not sure, and you're wondering who's gonna watch, and you never know who's gonna watch, but no one can ever watch if there's nothing to watch.
To
So
watch.
give them something to see and just keep showing up. And here's the thing: show up for you every day. When you show up for you, it's gonna come through in how you produce and how you make the magic happen. And not
That's
only,
real.
you know what I'm saying, because a lot of the times, again, you can get discouraged, you can get down. Your discipline and your dedication are going to take you way farther than your motivation to want to get it done. And
Right.
if you don't have the dedication, or you know the um the discipline within you, find it in others. Connect to other people that have that, and say, hey, how are you doing this every day? What does your schedule look like? How are you able to, like, cut your content? what are your costs as far as like your evaluation, like, because I'm really trying to do this. I'm not trying to be in your, in your pockets or whatever, but I'm really trying to figure out for me. And don't be afraid to ask. I know we're in times where it feels like asking is like pulling teeth, and you know don't be afraid to
Right.
ask, and don't be afraid to do your research. Sometimes you got to sit down with it, and it'll come to you. So yeah, I
Right.
hope those words are.
And that's honestly one of the biggest questions I get asked. Where do you find the time? Because everyone knows, like, yo, I got a full-time job, I got family, I got a house in New York, I have all of this stuff going on. My mom's in New York, I got, employees at work, all types of stuff. So people are like, where do you find the time? But I always tell people this: the time you take scrolling on Instagram, the time you take on TikTok and Facebook and all of these apps, watching a video on YouTube, watching a movie on TV. That's all the time where you could be taking to educate yourself on something that what you want to do. That's the time when you could take to research. That's the time when you could take to start. All of that time that we waste in a day, you have more time than you actually know. I don't care how much people or involvements you have in life. You have time. You just don't want to make the time. And that's where excuses come in.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I don't, and this is just to kind of give you a question to answer for the people, right? A lot of the times, people, like you were just saying, they have all of these things, right? And I feel like, and I know a lot of people who will watch this later on and who are watching now will get this, right? I feel like a lot of people are inundated with their distractions, so it literally feels like they don't have the time. How do you tell someone, how do you tell someone, or how do you help someone who get stuck in that loop where it's, their distractions are eating at their time? Because sometimes people don't even realize that they have these level of, like because they'll say, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, right? But then I'll talk to people and they be like, oh, did you see the new episode of this? Oh, I've had friends that like, they'll be like, I went on TikTok to look at one thing, 3 hours later I was still sitting there. It's this thing where they get inundated with all the stuff that's going on around them. So what are some key tips? What are some things that people can do to kind of get, mind their distractions so that they're not taking over and eating up at their time?
So find the first define exactly what you want to do, right? If it's I'm gonna just stick with media, right? If you want to grow a media company and you're really interested in it, look at your favorite YouTubers that teach you how to do media. So the time that you're spending where you're just like watching nonsense, right? You're watching just things that's just straight for entertaining. That's all learning. Now I learned how to edit. Now I know what equipment I need to buy. Now I know what I could afford because I just found out that such and such that I watched on YouTube had bought it a similar product for half the price, or using his discount code, I could do it now. Now I could get into the things that I want to get into because I'm utilizing my time that I would just use for entertaining myself to actually teach myself, to actually learn something. So I would say change the way you do things and the way you look at things in order to teach and grow your own self. That's what time should be used for. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy a movie here and there, right? It doesn't mean you don't laugh at a TikTok here and there or laugh at an Instagram reel here and there. It doesn't mean that. What it means is you spend too much time looking at nonsense when the same tool that you're watching, which is your phone, can teach you everything you need to know.
It's
Me
such a
and
powerful.
Gemini, right? Me and Gemini, which is a search
Gemini.
engine, by the way,
Yep.
AI, we became locked in. I talked to Gemini. We came up with strategies for the show, marketing plans, budgets, everything. And then all I do is say everything we talked about. Please summarize it and send it to me in a Samsung Note, and it sends me every detail that we just talked about in a note. I'm able to go back and do my research, remember what I said because it's all laid out for me. So I'm utilizing these things other than asking Gemini, hey Gemini, can you show me a funny video on YouTube that's gonna make me laugh? Like, what am I gonna get out of that? Nothing. So
There's some
that's
really
what it is.
powerful tools out there that can help people, especially like if you're doing something like a podcast or anything. There's an app called Otter. Otter will not only record, it'll transcribe, and when it's recording, it'll differentiate in between the voices so you know who's speaking on what thing, and it'll give you a whole
Right,
transcript for it. There's so many different tools and apps and things. I think another thing, just to give people an idea of how that can help them, is schedule your time, right? So you have to treat it, if you're trying to make a business out of it, you have to treat it like a business. And if you don't know how to run a business, then you need to do your research
do
on the key
research. Right,
things, how to make that happen. And most people who run any type of organization, business, company, function, wedding planning, anything, they have a schedule. And that time is scheduled out so that they know exactly what they have to get done and the time frame that they have to get it done in. And then that way,
right,
if you have your time scheduled out for when you're going to study, and then you have your time scheduled out for when you're going to implement what you've learned into some capacity so that you can do some tests and run past it, then you'll know how much time you have where you're like, okay, you know what, I've done all the important things. Let me allocate this 1 hour towards my entertainment,
right.
towards my reward source, if you will.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
right,
create a reward system for yourself so that way you're not getting stuck. And then also automate. I actually do a lot of automations for different companies, for like just helping them like with their social media and bookings and things like that. When you go and you set a couple of hours, and I know that sounds like, oh my God,
right,
but when you think a couple of hours, when you have a 40-hour work week, a couple of hours dedicated to getting you out of that loop is worth it. Use
right,
automations. Set up, you can literally write out your content. You can even use, AI to create different content, things that you want to have, speak about, whatever. Let it create different, prompts, or let it create from the prompt, let it create different scenarios, create pictures. It'll take a little bit, you know, but
right.
you know,
That's my. This is my son, by the way. That's my boy.
oh, that's right, Kev.
KK he says this is why you're the GOAT, Dad. He says straight wisdom every time. I appreciate the knowledge and the energy. I love you, son. And I appreciate you.
And your
And my
cash
son
app
is a
will be there
businessman.
later on. Okay.
Oh yeah. You remember that episode, right?
Okay. It was like, yeah, Dad. So, Kev, you rock. You rock. But yeah, just automate. If you can automate, because here's the thing: when you automate things, you take a couple of hours to save yourself a lot of hours. Because once you have something automated, now you just need to add to it. You don't have to reset it up. You don't have to go back and redo anything. As long as everything that's coming out is clean, it's clear, you can. And then now you've got that time to, if you're on social media, now you've got that time because you know your post are gonna go out. You know your videos are going out. You know your
It's
reels are
gonna
going
go out, right?
out. Now you have time to engage. You can engage and make sure that people are coming to your reels, coming to your videos, coming to
Right.
your page and your post. So it just really matters how you set up your time. And no, this was really awesome. I appreciate you for having me up here with you always.
Oh, sister,
And
I appreciate you.
no, look, I already told you. This is every time I see some, first things first, we're gonna have to have another party, right? Like another house warming. Like, and here's the thing.
Oh yeah,
I want us
definitely.
what I want us to do is look at the first beginnings as far as like the recordings and like how we had
Woo!
everything in comparison to like the videography and everything now, because you'll be able to see just like the progression and just where everything is from one state to the next. And I can't wait to like see like, oh, you remember when we had this? It's just gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
I'll probably do that on a live stream where I have a few of y'all come back, maybe me, you, Chill, and we all come back up and we do that. We could actually put together some old episodes and watch where we started to where it's at now.
Man, I mean, even just the B roll, even just the video quality, like when you can like just see everything, because it's like at first you're just like, oh well, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen, right? And then you do that, and it's like, look at where everything
Look at
is.
this.
So crazy to see. I love it. I love it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But listen, sister, I love you. I appreciate you as always. We
You know,
locked in for life. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
you can't get rid
So
of me because I know where you live. It's okay. Look,
it's over, y'all. She said,
it's
I know where you
it's the
live.
rap, son. I know where he live, y'all. I love you, baby. Thank
Oh
you for having me
man.
up here. And as
Love you
always,
too.
congratulations. You already know. I already told you what's going to do the do. And to see it happening is absolutely outstanding.
Thank you, my sister. For real.
Bye,
I'll see you
guys.
later.
Bye.
So that's my sister, y'all. Kit came in the door to show some love and drop some knowledge. And that to me is super important. And like I said, there's nothing like having a team of just people around you that believe in you. They're not in it for no selfish reasons, right? They're in it because they see the growth. They know you believe in them. You see, here's the thing. They don't just believe in me, I believe in them. So we have a system that's set in place where we all grow together. There's no such thing as one man left out, one woman left out. No, we all grow together as a collective, as a team. Ideas come together. As she says, I have barbecues by my house where it's called like I have a meet to marry appreciation thing, and I'll have everybody, the whole crew comes out, and we'll just bounce ideas off of each other, eat some good food. The ladies will cook. Well, I'll be on the barbecue on the grill. The women will make all the sides, and we'll just be here and just not only having a good time, but learning from each other because we all want to see each other win. That's the type of people y'all need to put yourselves around. If you have a crew where you're the smartest person around, that's a problem. That's a problem. You need to start reevaluating your team. You need a team where all of y'all are equally invested in becoming the best versions of yourselves. That's the team you need. And when you have that, what other option do you have but to succeed? Go back and listen to any millionaire, any billionaire talk about when they started, the people that were around them. Is equally as important as you following your dream. The people that you involve yourself with is equally as important as you going after that dream. Because guess what, y'all? And I'm going to say this one more time, and then I'm going to let y'all go. You can't do this by yourself. It's impossible. It's impossible. No one, no one to any real success. Could you get a diploma, a degree in school by yourself? Yeah, you can. Can you build a business to be highly successful by yourself? No, you can't. You need people. You need people. Villagers knew this many years ago. The Black community knew this many years ago, which is why we had so much Black wealth in the 1930s, 1940s, right? Is because we knew it took each other to build something. Every other group of people understands this concept, right? This is why you'll see Asian people will come in your community and they'll start up a hair salon and there'll be five of them starting up right behind that person. Not only would one do hair, one would do nails. The other person will have a Chinese restaurant. The other person will have, a massage parlor. And all of them know each other. And everyone knows it's a collective. So get yourself out of I'm going to do this on my own and put together a bunch of people that are good at what they do and build some shit. Start it, y'all. Start it. Start it. Learn from the people before you. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything you're doing was thought about before that. There's blueprints to the shit. Everything you're doing has a blueprint on a roadmap to success. You'll get there. But the difference that's going to set you apart from other people is because you're going to keep going, they're going to stop. And when they stop, you pass their ass. That's the difference between you and them. Remind y'all, hit me up for any type of encouragement, any advice, anything that I can help you with that's within my wheelhouse, that's within my power. I will. I promise you I will. But all I ask is that y'all start somewhere, please. You know what I'm saying? Do it for your brother. And we do this together. But this was a great show, y'all. Great talking to y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining the show. Thank you to my sister Kit being on the show with me today and giving y'all some wisdom and knowledge and showing some love. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat today. Thank you, Aloha. My son KK in the chat. Mel is in the chat. I think I said Aloha already. Wall Street jumped in the building. Christina jumped in the chat. Queen Lala jumped in the chat. Viva jumped in the chat. And to everyone watching on Instagram, much love and much respect to you. I do see your comments. Do me a favor though. When you do comment, come over here to YouTube. Say what's up over here. Hold up. My brother is in the building. World class. Y'all, I want to talk to my guy, but world class real quick. We're having a pretty much the show was about we're talking about building a business, right? And how I built a media company and what it takes, right? And what you have to do to start and to get to where you want to go with your dreams. So I was just giving a little quote unquote masterclass to my people about what I did and what it took for me to get into the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't have to end the show right now. If you want world class, let me know. You could come up for a quick second. You can chop it up with us. The link is in the chat. If you want, I'll drop it again. But if anything, world class, if you don't want to jump on with your boy, it's cool. I'll be on next Friday for sure. And we can have another conversation. But man, it's always good seeing y'all faces pop up in here. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all honestly were the catalyst. Everybody that I mentioned that's in the chat right now were a big part of me pushing forward and doing what I'm doing. So much respect and much love to all of y'all. All of y'all. Some of y'all I rock with on IG now because we message each other on Instagram and all that good stuff. So it's like the love just continues to grow. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this week on Instagram, I got over like 200 new subscribers in a week. Followers on Instagram, I should say, in 1 week. And that was from me dropping one of the reels. This thing is taking off, y'all. And I want y'all to enjoy the ride as we keep going to the top, as we keep pushing forward, as we keep getting to where we need to go and where we're destined to go, right? So, but if anything, I'll see y'all, I promise, next Friday. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love, much respect. As I said, I had a whole show planned out for y'all too, but I figured that this was more impactful than just talking about some relationship stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, she says, but I say, yeah, hold on. You said put you in the truck. You riding with us. You know what I'm saying? All right, my brother. Well, listen, if you're available next week, man, I'd love to have you up here, man. This way we can have another show together. Every time you come on, there's wisdom and there's knowledge that I think people need to hear. Super intelligent brother right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not following him, do me a favor. Make sure y'all follow my guy. Super intelligent. Literally one of the most informative channels you can watch on YouTube. So with that being said, y'all, I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.